You know those moments where you feel so furious and you're so caught up in that rage of emotion that you say certain words or you do certain things that you later come to regret? To know what anger is to be more knowledgeable of its effects. And by knowing those effects, may lead to a better understanding of how to control this emotion. Today I'm going to talk to you about anger, what exactly it is, what it does to the mind and body, and what things have been proven to help manage this powerful emotion. Let's begin with what anger is. It's a feeling with characteristics and is triggered by many different things. Anger, according to dictionary.com, is defined as a strong feeling of displeasure caused by a wrong. Or I like to think of it in a child's words. I'm mad because he took my toy. Often, when you feel angry, you feel annoyed, wrathful, resentful, uptight, heated, or enraged. But what causes this? According to consult.com, thoughts are the underlying cause of our anger. The way we feel a situation ought to be might not match up with reality. This causes feelings of hate and discomfort. So take the child for instance. He feels like the toy or thinks that the toy should always be in his possession when in reality it's not, which causes him to be angry. It's as simple as that. Anger is also a physical mental response to harm done in the past according to Mental Health Foundation. So a physical and mental response would suggest that anger affects the mind and the body. And that's because it does. Let's start with some ways that anger has impact on the brain. I'm indebted to Gary Vassar with Lakeside Connect for what his article suggests. The article is titled, How Does Anger Happen in the Brain? He says that anger causes the brain to put its limbic system, which is the emotional storehouse of the brain, ahead of the thinking side of the brain, known as the cortex. So this override is what causes a mental imbalance full of irrational thought processes and sometimes actions. So keep that in mind when I talk about how anger affects the body. When you're experiencing anger, you may feel red come to your face, muscles tighten, and your body even prepares for fight or flight mode. Gary Vassar, as previously mentioned, gives a good description of what is going on during this time. 2 hormones are released. The first hormone will stay active only for a few moments, but a second and longer lasting hormone can stay in the body for several days, but on average usually only stays in for 20 minutes. And in my opinion, I think that's still a pretty long time, in which during this time we can find ourselves acting without judgment and saying things we wouldn't say otherwise. Now we know what anger is, and a little bit about what it does to us. Now, how do we control it? Through study, patience, and practice. Study your individual weaknesses and strengths. Finding out what makes you angry and recording it may help. Then keep in mind those things that you've recorded so that when you're feeling angry, you can watch out for those triggers. Help from friends and family is a strength when it comes to managing anger. Find someone you can trust, that you can go to for good, positive advice in those moments of rage. This might help you. And last but not least, patience and practice can help determine the outcome of feeling angry. Have patience. The Mental Health Foundation suggests counting to 10 before you act while you are enraged or furious. Find a positive activity to engage yourself in when you're feeling angry. Practice doing the activity on a regular basis to release the anger at the right time and at the right place. For example, one may engage in frequent exercise. Exercise is proven to reduce anger in a positive and effective way, says Brendan Davis with Healthy Living. That's not all that has been proven though. Mental Health Foundation claims that although managing anger may not come easily, it is proven to benefit your life. Anger is a powerful feeling and emotion. It has an effect on our mind and our body, but nonetheless can be managed. Anger isn't always negative, says the Mental Health Foundation. Many believe it can be used as a force for good if we educate ourselves on the subject. After all, knowledge is power.